Yes, sir. We good. How you? Hey, holler at us when you come back out of there, man. Yeah. Come on.
Not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
If you don't listen to the voice of the Lord your God,
to observe, to do all his commandments
to do all of the commandments, come on,
and his statutes, which I command thee this day,
right?
that all these curses shall come upon thee.
Curse is going to come on the Israelites if they don't keep the commandments, right? Curses are going to come on. Give me 46.
46.
I got you. 46. So the Lord is telling the Israelites, if you keep the commandments, you're going to be above every nation on earth. You're going to be the main people on earth, right? But if you don't keep the commandments, curse is going to come on you, right? Give me 46.
Deuteronomy 28 and 46.
Come on, speed it up. Let's go.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
The curses are going to be on these people for a sign and for a wonder.
And upon thy seed forever.
And upon your kids, your seed forever, right? These curses. So we should be able to look today and understand who are these, do these curses fit? Those are the people that God is talking to, right? Can you give me what you got for me, Ken? What's that? 54? The one, what was we was talking about?
Got you.
I think it was 54. So we're gonna read a couple of curses. Let's see if you can identify.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
The brothers, these people are going to be evil towards each other. When a black man see another black man, if we look too long, it's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? You ever heard of black on black crime? You ever heard of the gangs? What is it? Bloods and Crips? You know what I mean? All of that type of stuff. That's indicative of what we're reading. Keep on going.
And towards the wife of his bosom.
And his wife. He's going to be beating his wife up. He's going to be beefing with his old lady. You know what I mean? You don't see that in a whole bunch of other cultures. A lot of these white cultures, I mean, some, you got a little bit in every culture, but the Chinese man ain't by and large just leaving his wife. You know what I mean? He ain't just beefing with his, and they do got a little bit of beef, everybody do. But for the most part, this fits the so-called black and Hispanic man. Come on.
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Right? It said his eye gonna be evil towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Meaning this person who they're talking about is gonna be known for leaving their kids. Who they say always leave their kids?
Father.
Yeah, but who? What type of people? Black people. They say the black man they say the black man can, what they say, an elevator can raise a family, but a black man can't. You know what I mean? And that's a curse. Come on. Mm-hmm. We had another one.
I'll jump down to,
because a lot of us don't know our days, but it was predicted in the Bible. This is why we broke the commandments of God. Come on.
I wrote down to 59. Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sickness and long continuance. Moreover, will he bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, Salakia, thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto you. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of the law, then will the Lord bring upon thee until they be destroyed.
The Lord put a whole bunch of sicknesses and plagues on us because we broke his commandments. What's the one where it was the other one, you're gonna be given, your kids are gonna be given to another people. What we got? Come on, hurry.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
That ain't it.
I got it. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Your sons and your daughters are going to be given to another people. Who in the world do you know that their sons and daughters were taken from them and given to other people to raise? White people was done like that? Black people, they took our kids. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they took our kids from us when we got off them ships, and they gave our kids to somebody in Arkansas. But you here in Tennessee. You know what I mean? What does it say? Our eyes will be longing for them?
Yep, that's the next part of it. And it says, thy eyes shall look and fail for longing for them all the day long.
Our eyes going to be looking for them and be wanting them, longing for them all the day long.
And there shall be no might in thy hand.
But you ain't going to have no strength to get them back. That happened to us. That happened to your ancestors. You understand? The Bible is not just talking to just a random people. It's talking to a group of people that this was going to happen to, and the Bible calls them Israelites. He don't call them biracial. He don't call them black. He don't call them Negroes. He say those are Israelites, right? Let's give 68. This the main one, the kicker.
All right, I'll get that. Oh, you got it? Go ahead.
Come on, hurry up.
Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Right.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Egypt, it means when the Israelites, can you give me Exodus 20 and 2?
Gotcha.
Egypt, the Israelites, if you remember the story, the Israelites were in Egypt, and the Lord brought the Israelites, they were in slavery, right? Come on, let's check it out.
It's Exodus 20 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
The Lord brought us out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the house of bondage.
Egypt means house of bondage. What's another word for bondage?
Connection.
Like if I'm in bondage, that means that I'm in like slavery. You know what I mean? Servitude, right? Yeah. So Egypt means slavery, the land of slavery or the house of bondage. Read it again, start at the top. This is the last curse. Come on.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
He said, the Lord said, I'm going to bring you back into slavery or bondage, but you again, but this time you're going to go by ship. Come on.
By the way whereof I speak unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
You won't see your homeland ever again. Come on.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Sold to who?
Your enemies.
So the Bible said these people, when they break his laws, they're going to be sold. They're going to go back into slavery. Slavery by ships. Do you know any people that happened to?
Us.
We went into slavery on ships, didn't we? Mm-hmm. Right. Who did the Chinese man go into slavery on ships? Like as a whole nation? No. What about the Russian man? No. What about the nobody did, right? It's us, right? The gig is we already understand that the Bible is talking about you. It's talking about you, your daddy's people. Your mother white? Mm-hmm. Give them Numbers 1 and 18, Baba Kashaf. So the Bible is talking about us. You know what I mean? We are the Israelite. You are an Israelite. That's why you came out here today, right? Give me Jeremiah 10 and 23. Come on.
This is Numbers 1 and 18.
Right.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month.
Uh-huh.
And they declared their pedigrees after their families.
Uh-huh.
By the house of their fathers.
By the house of your father. Your pedigree, your bloodline is whatever your daddy is. Did you understand? You know that the baby, all babies get their blood from their daddy. You understand that? You was born in your mama womb, but your blood come from your father. You understand? So whatever your daddy is, that's what you are. Don't matter what your mama is. You're going to get some of her genes and stuff like that, but you are whatever your daddy is. You could look like Chinese, but if your daddy's a black man, that's a so-called black baby. That's a so-called Negro baby, or according to the Bible, you be an Israelite. And that's what you are. So that's our job, is to come out here and show our people who they are and what you need to do, right? So if we broke the commandments and that's how we got into slavery, what do we do to get out of slavery? Think about it. Well, let me where Jeremiah 10 and 23. Check this out.
He got it.
You got it.
Jeremiah 10 and 23.
Right.
O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man.
It's not in man
that walks
to direct his steps. The way of man is not in himself. A man cannot just direct his steps. You said, hey, I'm going to go over here today. But the Lord said, nah, this is what I'm going to have you do. I'm going to have you come and bump into the prophets of God, and they're going to tell you what I want to tell you. And you know what I mean? You're going to either accept it or reject it, right? So it wasn't by chance that you walked past us today. It wasn't by chance that we out here freezing, ain't it? My hand's cold. I know you cold. You know what I mean? But the Most High had us out here in order to bump into you before he comes back, before he sends his son to come back. So you can't say you didn't know. You're an Israelite. The Bible says when we got off those ships, we were sold into our enemies. Now think about it. Who was your ancestors sold to when they got off them ships? What the Bible call them? Who we gonna be sold to?
Our enemies.
The Bible call them your enemy. I know they nice to you sometimes. I understand that, but the Bible say that you got enemies. Can you give me Deuteronomy 29? And I'm gonna let you go on this. Deuteronomy 29 and Salakia King 29 and 24, 24 through 26. Real quick.
Now this is it's Deuteronomy 29 and 24.
Right.
Even all nations shall say, wherefore had the Lord done thus unto this land? What meaneth the heat of this great anger?
And all the nations gonna say, why did the Lord do this to them? Come on.
Then men shall say, because they have forsaken the covenant of the Lord God of their fathers.
Of their fathers. That men are gonna say, because they forsook the laws of the Lord God of their fathers. Come on.
Which he made with them when he brought them forth out of the land of Egypt.
He brought us out of slavery. Come on.
For they went and served other gods and worshipped them.
We went and served the white man's God. They told us that Jesus is white. You know Jesus is a black man? Did you know that? Get him the poster over there, King. Go get the poster over there real quick. Jesus is a black man.
He's Israel.
Yeah, he's Israelite. Yeah. Right. Come on.
Gods whom they knew not, and whom he had not given unto them.
Gods that we knew not. We didn't know these gods. We never seen a white man God. We didn't worship that. We got over here to America and they forced us into believing that this is God. That's the Antichrist. You used to go into church and bow down and pray to him. When you go to home at night and whenever you did pray, you seen this guy. That's the devil. But you didn't know that. You know what I mean? You came up and you didn't know that Christ would look more like this. Not saying that that's Christ, but the Bible describes him to look like this. A stone cold black man. Right? You didn't know that, did you? That's a beautiful thing, man. It's not beautiful that you didn't know it, but it's indicative of how oppressed we've been, right? Show them real quick. The color of Christ.
Revelation 1 and 13.
Right.
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks,
right,
one like unto the Son of Man.
The Son of Man is Christ. Come on.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot.
He had a garment all the way down. Come on.
And girt about the paps with a golden girt.
He had a golden war belt on. Come on.
His head and his hair were white like wool.
His what?
His hair and his.
Come on, read it right. Come on.
His hair were white like wool.
Read it
right.
His
head and his hair was white like wool. As white as snow.
His head and his hair were white like wool, as white as snow. Who got wool hair on the earth? Who? Santa got wool. Nah, Santa ain't got no wool. Santa wish he had wool hair, because that might make him sort of like Christ, right? Mm-hmm. The Bible said that his head and his hairs were white like wool, like my brothers right here, right? Mm-hmm. Only Negroid people got wool hair, right? Because wool hair kind of sticks up like his hair, mm-hmm. right? It defied gravity. Mm-hmm. Everybody else hair fall down like it's dead, right? Mm-hmm. Christ had white wool hair, like Morgan Freeman, like this guy. Come on, what else?
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burn in a furnace.
They said his feet look like fine brass. You know what brass is? What color brass is? What color is it if you burn it? Mm-hmm. What color is anything if you burn it? Black. That's what Christ's feet look like, right? According to the Bible. That's Revelation chapter 1. So if you ever want to know, somebody tell you a lie, this is a lie. That's not in there. That don't match the description he just read, do it? He don't got white hair. He don't got burnt brown skin. This is the devil. That's the Antichrist. But the so-called Antichrist, the devil runs the world. So he painted the image of God like himself so you can worship the devil. In other words, you're supposed to be worshiping the real God, the true image of God, but you're worshiping the devil because you thought that was God. Mm-hmm. So you inadvertently was worshiping Satan, not knowing it. Even still today, you still worshiping him. We're trying to bring you out of that so you can get the kingdom of heaven.
Don't really have a religion necessarily.
And so that means that you worship Satan.
There is something out there.
Yeah.
I just don't know what it is.
Then that means that you still worship Satan. If you're not worshiping the Most High God, you can't run the fence. You can't be on the fence. You can't be here by myself and I'm not neither hot or cold. If you're not with him, then you against him, according to the Bible. Give me a last thing. We're gonna show you. You got to keep the commandments of God, and we're gonna run it down for you real quick. I know you got to go, and I know it's freezing.
Yeah, my mom's
Okay, here I come real quick.
This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
Right.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
This is the conclusion of the whole matter.
Fear God
and
keep his commandments.
For
this is the whole duty of man.
That's your duty, is to fear the Lord and to keep his commandments, because you're an Israelite. Your mother's not. You are an Israelite. You can get in the kingdom of heaven. Everybody can. Just start, that's according to the Bible, right? And I know, did we give him a flyer already? Okay. Our YouTube is on the back of that flyer. You got to keep the commandments, King, and putting that shit in your lungs and your body. Your body's a temple, and the Lord want to live inside you. You cannot pollute your temple. You can't eat pork. Stop eating pepperoni if it ain't turkey. Say it again.
No.
Can we get a scan? You got your phone? Yeah, you got your phone on you. Yeah, scan it, and then we're gonna leave you alone, King. But while you doing that, I'm just talking to you. Stop eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, my guy. You know what I mean? Stop eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. And come back to the commandments. Come back to the commandments of God, which means we can't be same-sex lovers. We can't be a part of the LGBTQ community. We can't be into all of these devices that the enemy got us in, right? If we want to go to heaven, there's a lake, an eternal lake of fire for everybody else that don't want to go. What's your name?
Delaney.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Be safe.